What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna talk about the Final Fantasy IX crossover banner. This is a rerun banner with a twist. So let's get right into it. First, let's look at what we're pulling for here. On this banner, we have 2 costumes and 3 weapons. So let's look at Cloud first. Cloud has Zidane's outfit. It has boost HP 15 points, so that'll instantly get you to level 3. Or higher if you have HP from other sources. And it gives you boost physical ability potency plus 15, which also gives you instantly gets you level 3 or higher if you have other sources of that. So this outfit, so this outfit got updated. This was released before and now it got buffed, but I'm gonna ignore what I'm not really gonna talk about what happened in the past. I'm just gonna talk about this banner as it is right now, because the past doesn't really matter anymore. So first of all, I think this outfit is really good. Like I want this outfit. It's really good because both our abilities are strong. I mean, like I said, they both get you to level 3. Usually, in the I said I wasn't gonna talk about the past, but usually HP only goes to level 2, and boost physical ability or boost magic ability on other costumes they only go about like 15%. But Cloud's Zidane outfit, he gives 2 R abilities that instantly get you to level 3. Now this is going to be less important the stronger your account is, because the stronger your account is, you'll probably have higher levels of, maybe not HP, but you'll definitely have higher levels of boost ability potency. So if you're at the higher level, let's say you have level 5 boost physical ability potency, then if you have level 5 and then you add 15, okay? So at level 5, maybe you have 35 points from your weapons, or abilities, and then you add 15, it's only going to get you to level 6. So it's only going to get you from 5 to 6, which is 60% to 70%. That's only 10%, so it's not as strong, the higher level you go. But the lower you go, like the weaker your account is, then the stronger this outfit is, right? Like I said, this 15 points alone at the lower levels gets you to level 3, which is 30 points, 30%, and that's really strong. But even 10% is quite good. I mean, it's not amazing, but even 10% is quite good, and it's good because it helps physical ability potency, helps Cloud do damage in all the elements. I mean, physical damage in all the elements. So he can do, non-elemental, and Cloud has a lot of physical weapons. Let's look at Cloud for a sec here. I should just do here. Actually, hold on. Let's look at Cloud. So I mean, we're gonna talk about it in a bit, but this is his limited weapon on the same banner. He has a non-elemental physical weapon, so it's the perfect pairing, this weapon and his costume. But not only that, he can pair it with Sky Splitter, which does fire physical damage. He can pair it with Maritime, which does water physical damage. He can pair it with Murasame, which does lightning physical damage. I think that's about it. I mean, he can also pair it with his Buster Sword. If you don't pull for Zidane's sword, you can use Buster Sword, which does okay non-elemental physical damage, and then Apocalypse also does pretty good. It's not great, but it's good. 940% physical non-elemental damage. What else? It's not as common anymore, but even he can use Hard Edge. I mean, Hard Edge is a support weapon. It lowers physical defense, but it does some physical damage, and his costume will increase the damage of Hard Edge. So, and Cloud also has a limit break weapon. You can't pull it right now, but he has an ice limit break weapon, and if you have that, you can pair it with Zidane outfit. So yeah, we can count again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Buster Sword, 8 for his Limit Break weapon. That's 8 weapons Cloud can use quite well with his Zidane's outfits boost physical ability potency. So this outfit is great to pair with those weapons, especially if you don't have the costumes for those weapons, because Cloud does have a lot of like Arcanums or elemental costumes. So if you have his elemental costumes, then Zidane's outfit is not looking that great. But the less elemental outfits you have for Cloud, then the more attractive this costume is for him. And then I don't really need to say much about the HP. HP is always nice. Even if this was just 10 points in HP, that's still great. I mean, at the higher levels, you only need 10 points extra to go to the next tier. So, all in all, this is a great outfit, and I am strongly considering pulling just for this outfit alone. I really like Cloud's Zidane's outfit. I even think it can even be better than his Monster Hunter outfit. So he had a Monster Hunter outfit which gave physical ability mastery, which is equal to or better than physical ability potency. But the second R ability is physical attack, which I think is way worse than boost HP. So Zidane's outfit is even better, in my opinion. Not always better, but in my opinion, I think you can say it is better than the Monster Hunter outfit. Okay, so that's Cloud's outfit. I really like it, and my thoughts are that I might pull on this banner just for this outfit alone, not even considering the rest of the stuff. Okay, well, let's look at his weapon. I mean, his weapon is, you might know about it. I mean, nothing changed about his weapon from now and when it was released in the past. It's just a physical, non-elemental damage weapon. So, 1300% physical, non-elemental damage. That's good. I mean, not much to say. That's good. We can compare. Let's compare him to some. Let's see what he's comparing. What this weapon is contending with. Okay, so 1300 non-elemental physical damage. Let's look at non-elemental physical weapons. So it's contending with Cloud's own weapons. Like Buster Sword is free, and Buster Sword does 750 at OB 10. 750 is way lower than 1300, so you're only going to really use Buster Sword for easier content. Like there are like Iron Giant. There's some Iron Giants in single player that can only be damaged by non-elemental damage, and Buster Sword, if you have it at OB10, it is enough to deal with the Iron Giant in single player. So you don't really need Zidane Sword, but Zidane Sword, obviously 1300 is way more, almost double of 750. So, yeah, it's no contest, but the point is that it depends what content you're trying to clear. So if you're just trying to clear like some single player content, Buster Sword will be enough, and Buster Sword is free. So that's the main thing Buster Sword has going for it. And something a little better than Buster Sword is Apocalypse, but Apocalypse is not free. So Apocalypse is a little better at 940, right? Buster Sword is 750, Apocalypse does 940, and then obviously Zidane Sword is still the best by far at 1300. But again, Apocalypse can be good enough depending on what content you're trying to clear. I think Barrett has one, but I don't. Is it this one? This one's similar to Apocalypse, and Barrett has Heavy Hauser 940 physical. Same comments. Like it's good enough for some content, but Zidane still is much better. Tifa has. Oh, sorry. Tifa is a good contender here, though. Tifa has Guide Gloves, but Guide Gloves is also limited. So actually, it's basically the same weapon. Guide Gloves 1300, Zidane Sword 1300. So Basically, if you have Guide Gloves, there's no need for Zidane, and vice versa, right? You only really need one, unless unless you really want to use Tifa and Cloud together, which sometimes you might. But really, you only need one. So if you do have Guide Gloves already, I don't think you would need Zidane Sword. But Tifa also has another option that's in the general pool. That is Sonic Striker. So Sonic Striker is 990 non-elemental damage. Worse are abilities, but 990 is getting quite good. The best one before was Heavy Hauser at 940 and Apocalypse at 940. So Tifa is looking like a good option if you do have those weapons. And then Kate Sith is technically the best one for non-elemental damage. With his yellow megaphone, it does 700, but if he crits, and his crit chance is 30%, which is higher than other weapons' crit chance. Most weapons have just 0% or 10% crit chance. Kate Sith has a 30% crit chance. When it hits, it does triple the damage, so over 2,000%. And yeah, so if you do have Kate Sith built up, he is the best of them all, and I don't think you need Zidane if you have Kate Sith. Vincent also has one. I don't play Vincent. I mean, he just came out, but he also has one. I don't remember which one it was. This one. The problem with him is he needs low HP to use this. I mean, I think he has another one. I'm not gonna go over him too much, but I believe Vincent does have. It might just be this one, which is good though because it's only it can do over 1,000 damage if his HP is low. That's an option, but I doubt anyone has Vincent build up unless you saved all your resources for him because Vincent just came out this month, I believe. Zack has a really strong one, and this one is not limited. So Zack does 1,400. That's higher than Zidane. The problem with Zack's ceremonial sword is that it's 5 ATB, whereas Zidane only costs 4 ATB. But one good thing ceremonial has going for it is it increases Zack's physical attack by high. So that sort of makes up for it. I mean, you can just use another character to buff Cloud's physical attack, or Cloud has a Monster Hunter weapon that will boost his physical attack. But you know, this is still nice to have. So I'd say with Zack's ceremonial sword, I'd say is a strong contender too. So wait, I think, are there any more? Hold on, let me try to. I think it's one more maybe. Let me look at. I'm not sure. So what I'm thinking of is Ultimatic. Where is my Ultimatic? I don't see Ultimatic. Oh, is it not? It should be here. Is it? What am I missing here? Okay, I can't find it right now, but this is also something. Another 940 weapon, so just tying with Apocalypse and Heavy Hauser. You know, Glenn does have Apology and Hell, which was a free weapon, but you need, you know, more copies to overboost it. Where is Ultimatic? I swear I have it. Just let me reset and look for Glenn again. I'm just blind. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see it before. Okay, Ultimatic. Oh yeah, Ultimatic's pretty good. It does 1,000. You know, it's 1,040. Still less than Zidane's 1,300, but it's still good, and not as good, but you know, still good. Yeah. Okay. I think those were all the weapons. Let me just double check one more time. I mean, Matt has one, but I don't count Matt. I think Lucia might have some, maybe AoE. Not AoE. Okay, yeah, that's all. So to summarize, the key contenders for Cloud's Zidane sword is going to be number one. I'd say even better than Zidane sword is Kate Sith's yellow megaphone. Then number 2 is equal to Zidane Sword is Tifa's Guide Gloves. Then after that, the third one would be Zack's Ceremonial Sword. And after Zack's Ceremonial Sword, I'd say the very last one you could really consider is Glenn's Ultimatic. After that, they get kind of weak. So basically, if you're building any of those, I'd say you could skip Zidane Sword. But if you're not building any of those, then you could consider Zidane Sword. Zidane Sword is also good just as a offhand for Cloud to use in his other builds. You know, like I said, Cloud has a lot of Cloud has a lot of weapons, physical weapons that. Oh, sorry, where is it? Right here. You know, if you a lot of physical weapons, like you're gonna maybe he's using Sky Splitter for fired physical damage. You can main hand Sky Splitter, and then in the offhand you can put his Zidane Sword just for it depends on your OBs, but it does have it can have nice R ability stats. Yeah, so that's Cloud. So my thoughts on his Zidane Sword, I don't really like it that much because it has a lot of competition. Like I said, Yellow Megaphone, Guide Gloves, Ceremonial Sword. It has a lot of competition. And yeah, that's basically it. So that's Cloud. Okay, so I really like his costume just because you can use his costume, like I believe it was 8 different weapons you can use Zidane outfit for. It's really versatile, and the HP is really nice because most of Cloud's costumes don't have defense. Most of his costumes are like 2 offensive R abilities. So sometimes you do just want him to be a little tankier. Then Zidane outfit is great for those fights. Yeah. Okay, so great outfit. Good weapon, but not really a must-have weapon. Now let's talk about Tifa. So Tifa has Amaranth's Guise, and her costume has the same R abilities as Cloud's costume. So I don't really need to talk about it. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. But let's look at how many. So it has the physical ability potency. So let's look at how many weapons Tifa can use with her costume. So Cloud had 8. I'm guessing Tifa has less, but let's see. Tifa. Okay, so she has her featured weapon on this banner, which we'll talk about later, but her Amaranth's Claws is physical non-elemental damage, so that's 1. She has Holy Flame Gloves, which is ice physical damage. Okay, so that's 2 weapons. She has Leather Gloves, which doesn't count too much, but it is physical damage. It's mostly a debuffing weapon. But we'll count that since we counted Cloud's Hard Edge. So, okay, that's 3. Sonic Striker, which is physical non-elemental damage. So that's 4. Motor Drive, which is physical wind damage. Okay, so that's 5. And her Guide Gloves, which was a limited weapon from before. So possibly 6. So yeah, she has less options than Cloud. Cloud has 8, but 6 is still quite good. But the main uses would be for non-elemental physical damage. So Amaranth, Sonic, and Guide Gloves. And then she has 2 elemental weapons. Physical Ice and Wind, physical Wind. Not as much as Cloud. Right? Cloud has like 4 elements or 5. I think 4. Yeah. So not as good, but still good. Okay, still good. So my thoughts on her outfit is it's basically it's the same outfit for Cloud, so I think it's good, but it's just not as good just because it has less uses, right? So Cloud has so many uses. He has 8 different weapons you can use with this and 4 different elements, while Tifa only has 6 weapons she can use with this and only 2 elements. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Tifa's outfit. So I like Cloud's weapon outfit better than Tifa's, but Tifa's is still good. And then let's look at her weapon, the Amaranth's Claws. So Amaranth's Claws does physical non-elemental damage, but it's not that high. You know, at OB10 it does 720. So you're not using, this is not a DPS weapon. This is a buff debuff weapon. So using this also increases her physical attack high, and also decreases the enemy's magic attack mid. And then it can go to high, but I think it would be very unlike, there would not be many battles where you want to use Amaranth's Claws twice to decrease the enemy's magic attack to high. So usually you just want to use this one time for the physical attack, and then switch over and DPS, usually. But you know, I can see there might be some fights where you might want to cast it twice just for this, but it's quite inefficient. So if there were a fight where decreasing the enemy's magic attack is that important, you might, you know, Tifa has another weapon. It would probably just be better to use her Tiger Fangs. Yeah, a Tiger Fangs at OB6, just one cast already decreases magic attack to high. So, yeah, I mean, it depends on the fight. It's hard to say. Yeah. Okay. So, my thoughts on, I mean, and then, okay, our ability is pretty standard. It's a HP and boost physical ability potency one. You know, it's a nice these are nice R abilities in most situations. I mean, it's the same as her costume, HP and boost physical ability potency. If you combine this with her costume, she's gonna have a lot of HP, so she's gonna be quite tanky. And yeah, okay. So Amaranth's Claws is a great offhand weapon just because of the R abilities. It will, just like her costume, it will work with you know, all her physical builds, right? So that's good. And then the buffs and debuffs are good, especially the buff. I mean, boosting physical attack to high in one cast, that's great. The magic attack down mid is, it can be good, but like I said, if you really need high potency, then you might just use Tiger Fangs. But I mean, hard to say. It depends on the fight, because Tiger Fangs, it's much weaker offensively, right? Tiger Fangs doesn't give boost physical attack, and it doesn't have good R abilities like Amaranth's Claws does. So if you can, you would want to use Amaranth's Claws, but you know, some fights you really just need to decrease as much magic attack as possible. Then Tiger Fangs would be an option there. My thoughts on this weapon is I like it better than Zidane, because I like it better than, you know, Cloud Zidane Sword, because it's more unique. Amaranth's Claws is quite unique. I mean, there's let me think. Hold on. Yeah, I can't think of a weapon that does what Amaranth's Claws does. It boosts physical attack and decreases magic attack. I can't think of any. Wait, let me turn. Yeah, I don't. There's no weapon like that. So Amaranth's Claws is unique in that aspect. Whereas Zidane, you know, Zidane's sword is not unique, right? Zidane's sword has many other options. So Amaranth's Claws is a unique weapon. But what I don't like is that this uniqueness is not really necessary in the game. Because there are lots of sources of boost physical attack. There are lots of weapons that can boost Tifa's physical attack. Not by Tifa, but like, you know, if you bring in like your healer or some other support character, they can buff Tifa. There are other options, and same with decreasing magic attack. There are lots of decreasing magic attack options. And not just in weapons, but even in limit breaks. Notably, Red 13's Sled Fang. That's a really good one for decreasing magic attack. So, while unique to having two of these together, individually they're not that unique, and I think you can, it's not, this weapon is not necessary. It's nice, but it's not necessary. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Amaranth's Claws. Yeah, okay, so that's we'll talk about Cloud and Tifa, and last we'll talk about Zack. So Zack does not have a costume, but he does have a weapon on this banner. So let's look at Zack's weapon. Zack's Beatrix Sword is a physical wind weapon, and it's quite simple. There's nothing really special to it. I mean, I guess this is special. Basically, it's a strong physical wind weapon. 940%, that's really high. And then not only does it do 940, it can be increased by 1.2 times when the enemy is debuffed. And debuffing enemies is really easy in this game. So 99% of the time, I'd say enemies are going to be debuffed. So this is going to do, let me do 1,000, over 1,100% wind physical damage. That's really strong. And you know, solid physical attack stats, solid R abilities. The physical attack is a little low here, but it has pretty good, really high wind potency. X sigil. This is really good. This is a really strong offensive weapon. Not much to say about it, but other than it's really strong. Let's compare it though to some other wind physical weapons. Let's go. So okay, luckily there's not that many to compare. So so remember, Zack's wind weapon does 940. Let me just do the calculation. It's not 940. We're just gonna assume the enemy is debuffed because it's just so easy to be debuffed. Okay, so I used the calculator. It's 1,128. Let's just round it to 1,100. Okay, so Zack's wind weapon does 1,100%. He is competing with Tifa's motor drive, which does let's say 800. So much better than Tifa's motor drive. Zack, hold on, let me think. Yeah, Zack does not really have a good costume to pair with his wind weapon, whereas Tifa does have two costumes, like her physical ability potency costumes. But Zack's 1,100% is way better than 790. So Zack is going to be better than Tifa, even if Tifa has a costume and Zack does not. So that's really good. Yuffie has her diner tray, which does 850, so that's better than Tifa, but still worse than Zack. Yuffie does have a wind arcanum, which I'm not really doing the exact calculations, but I think even with Yuffie's wind arcanum, Zack is still stronger. So that's how strong Zack's weapon is. Zack's weapon without the costume is already stronger than Tifa with the costume. It's also stronger than Yuffie's with the costume. Next we have Vincent, and Vincent does 400%, but it can do triple damage the higher your HP is. So if Vincent is at 100% HP, this weapon is doing 1,200%. 1,200%, which Zack's is only doing 1,100. So Vincent is going to be stronger than Zack, but the problem is Vincent's condition can be difficult to achieve, right? He has to be at, I don't know the exact HP, but like 100% HP is ideal. Vincent basically needs to always be full HP to beat Zack. So I would say Zack is better just because of that. This condition, but Vincent is still good. Honestly, all three that I've talked about, Tifa, Yuffie, and Vincent, they're still good, but yeah, Zack is just the best now. And looking here, Zack also has a wind physical weapon. It does 520 AoE. It's not good for the C ability, but this is a good option to have in Zack's main hand or offhand, depending on the OBs, but it gives Zack physical attack and wind potency. So, yeah, that is. Zack actually has a lot of good weapons to put on his offhand, right? Like we talked about before, he has Ceremonial Sword, which boosts physical attack to high, right? So he can use that. Or, he has a lot of options, a lot of good options to pair with his new wind physical weapon. And then we move on to Sephiroth. Sephiroth has his weapon is similar to Tifa's. It's 800%, so it's on the low side. But Sephiroth does have two Wind Mastery costumes. Okay, so but just like Tifa and Yuffie, it's, Dark Heavens with the Wind Mastery costume is still weaker than Zack's weapon without a costume. But Sephiroth does have something that I believe makes him the best. No, let me think. Okay, I can't do the math right now, but I believe it's close to making Sephiroth the best. That weapon is the Shinra military sword. The Shinra military sword, if Sephiroth uses it, he increases his physical attack mid, but more importantly, he increases his wind potency to high. Actually, I can roughly do the math here. Wait, so high wind potency. Okay, well, I don't know the exact numbers. I think that's 35% extra damage or so. 35% plus what's Dark Heavens? 35% plus his 800, right? That would be I might use a calculator, 1 sec. 30 not quite, but it also gives him boost physical attack. I would say it's close. I would say it's close, but I do like Sephiroth better because his Shinra military sword is not limited, and also his Dark Heavens is not limited. So it's easy to get them both to like OB10. Where if we're looking at Zack's Beatrix sword, it's limited, so it's very unlikely or difficult for you to get it to OB10. So I do think Sephiroth is good enough. Is a good enough contender that actually, like, I think this is a whale weapon. Yeah, with that, because we've already talked about. Let me go through it one more time. The wind weapons. So Zack. Okay, well, Zack already power creeps Tifa and Yuffie. Like, Tifa and Yuffie they're strictly just weaker than Zack. But Zack's new weapon is very close to Vincent and Sephiroth. And Vincent and Sephiroth's weapons are both non-limited, so you can just wishlist those and get those up. So the verdict on Zack's weapon is I don't like it. I mean, it's strong. I think it's definitely Zack is now definitely the top 2 wind physical users. It's strong. The only reason I don't like it is it's limited, and it's not even that much stronger than non-limited wind options. So I would rather just go for a non-limited wind option than this. Yeah. Okay, so those are my thoughts on all the new the FF9 crossover gear. So a summary of these 5. My favorite of all 5 is Zidane's outfit, just because of how versatile it is. It's going to give Cloud extra damage for 4 different elements. It's going to give Cloud survivability, which Cloud does lack in his costumes. And after Cloud's costume, my favorite is Tifa's Amaranth's Claws. It's just unique. It's not amazing, but it's unique. Whereas Zidane's sword is not unique. It has many other options, and then same with Beatrix sword. It's not really unique. It has lots of other options. And then Tifa's outfit, I like it. I mean, especially if you don't have any of her costumes, then I really like it. But I do have Tifa's guide outfit, so I don't like it as much, but I do like it. The last thing to talk about is the stamp card. So the stamp card is quite good, I would say. It's quite good. So on page 1, you're guaranteed you can choose 2 weapons here. You get a costume like normally, but you can choose 2 weapons. Like for stamp 3, you can only choose these are the old FF9 weapons. You can't choose Zack's weapon here. But on stamp 6, then if you want, you can choose Zack's weapon. And then page 2 is very good too. I mean, you get three guaranteed limited weapons. But similarly on stamp 3, you can't choose Zack. But you can choose Zack on 6 and 8. So it's really hard to. I'd say Zack's weapon is really hard to pull here. Zack is only for whales because you can only pick Zack's weapon on 1, 2, 3. You only get 3 guaranteed copies of Zack's weapon. So that's OB2, and then after that, there's no guaranteed. So you're just gonna have to hope to get lucky. But if you do want to go for Amaranth's Claws or Zdane's Sword, you can put all of them on. Like I've done. I've put Amaranth's Claws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I do pull 2 pages, I would get 5 copies of Amaranth's Claws. That's OB4. And then you would just hope to get lucky to pull other copies, or use weapon parts, and you can easily get an OB6 Amaranth's Claws or an OB6 Zdane's Sword. Yeah. So as for if I'm pulling, I don't think I will pull, just because the anniversary is coming, and like while I do think this banner is good, and there are good things on this banner, like this is my stamp card setup. So if I do pull, I would pull for Amaranth's Claws. Not hope. I have weapon parts too, so I'm pretty sure I can get Amaranth's Claws to OB6, which is perfect. I mean, OB10 doesn't really change anything other than the R abilities. So you only really need OB6 Amaranth's Claws, and I could get it in 2 pages. You get 5 guaranteed copies, like I showed you. And the first costume, like I said, my favorite thing on this banner is Zdane's outfit, so I would pull for Zdane's outfit. And then there's no other option on the second one, so it is nice to have a second costume. Tifa's costume. It's only 4 stamps after her last copy here. I would pull for that because let's see. I'll show you my Cloud. Oh no, his weapons. I don't think his weapons matter. I'll show you my Cloud's costumes. Cloud. So the problem for me is I do have 2 of his costumes already. So I have his Ice Arcanum, so I don't need Zdane's outfit for Ice, and I also have his Fire Arcanum, so I don't need Zdane's outfit for Fire. But I am missing his Lightning Arcanum, so I can use Zdane's outfit for Lightning, and that's really all I'm going to use it for because I can show you my Cloud weapons. So. Right, I do have OB6 Murasame, so it's lightning physical damage, and I'm missing the costume, so I would like to pair Murasame with Zdane's outfit. But other than that, it wouldn't pair with anything else. I mean, it could pair with Maritime, but the problem is my Maritime is only OB1, so not a great option, but an option. Yeah. So, am I pulling? I think probably not, but it does end on September 6th, so there's a lot of time to think about it. And it is very attractive with being able to guarantee 5 copies of in my case 5 copies of Amaranth's Claws are guaranteed, as well as 2 costumes, which are good. So. Yeah, I'll think about it. I think I will not pull, but that's not set in stone. So I may change my mind. We'll see. But yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching, and let me know if you're gonna pull or not. And if you do pull, what are you pulling for? All right, thanks for watching. Bye.